or not got it. You can open it or close it. If you keep it open, it just means you won't see my face. But you're only listening to my voice anyway. So, anyone got anything that I should know about, just in terms of, or is there anything that anyone is feeling particularly anxious or particular pain, anything that we want to concentrate on particularly?
Right. Yeah.
No? Okay. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll pop you all on mute. And if while I'm doing that, I'm sure Jeff might come back. But just before you close down your eyes, just survey your environment, just to know exactly where you are, okay? Um, and know that when you close your eyes, you're not going to be going anywhere. Okay, so you're not going to be, you might feel a bit floaty, but you're not actually going to be going anywhere, and you're still going to be safe and orientated into the space that you survey before you close down your eyes. And when you feel comfortable and when you feel ready, just gently and softly close those eyes down and just survey the internal scenery. And by that, I mean in this moment, how are you feeling? Are you feeling pain anywhere? A sensation? Is there a breeze coming in? And if you need to make any alterations around what you're sensing to get just that little bit more comfortable with your eyes closed, then go ahead and do that. And just think about the position that you are sitting in or lying in with your eyes gently closed, and just let the sound of your immediate environment, so the room, just see if you can hear anything. There is like a sound band, okay? So wherever you are, there are sounds that exist outside of the body, either in the distance or near to you, and that's what we're listening for. We're just listening, taking our attention away from our body, and then just bringing our attention towards the body. And if we feel safe and comfortable doing so, we can go inside the body and listen for any noises or sensations inside of the body. And then you can just veer between the two, so you can just listen to noises outside of the body, in the room, or in the distance, and then gently, like a piece of string, just maybe moving, come inside the body and listen or feel any sensations that are near to you or inside the body. And if you want a sensation to focus on, you could choose a part of the body that's as silent as possible. So maybe it's not something that you've paid attention to, and you can just hone in on that, or you could choose one or choose your heartbeat. So your breath could be another one. But I'm going to choose to listen to my heartbeat. And when I focus on it to start with in this moment, it speeds up slightly. It gets a bit bashful, and it sort of forgets what it's supposed to do. My head starts to get in the way, and it starts to judge how my heart should sound, when actually with each beat the heart knows exactly what it's doing. And then you can just let that go. And then just feel how the body is starting to relax. Starting to feel perhaps safer, but more sure. In this moment, and just bring the attention down to the navel and those muscles in the abdomen, and just see if you can soften the tummy. Just let go. No image to maintain or ideal to conform to. Just know that as we're relaxing and softening and resting in this minute. We are absolutely perfect. And before your brain and your thoughts drag you off and challenge that perception, just step away and just bring it back to the softening and the resting coming from the abdomen. So we don't judge ourselves for judging ourselves, because it's a perfectly natural thing to do. We just bring ourselves back. There's no need for any judgment in this moment. Don't need to think about the moments that have been. We don't need to think about the moments to come. Just in this moment, we're just resting and relaxing. And we might start to hear our stomach might start to rumble. Might start to feel some sensations in the stomach. That's just as we relax, the vagus nerve just relaxes and just makes a bit of a rumbling noise. As soon as we come down to our hips, we can just try and bring that sense of relaxing and almost surrender into our body, into the hips. Just let the surface below the hips just take all of the weight. And let it take the judgment out of that word weight. It is just a measure. We're not judging the word, we're just surrendering that weight to the surface below us. And if you get pulled away, just keep coming back. Just keep coming back to that point of anchor. So in this moment and in this time, it's the hips, and then we can feel that heaviness and surrender in our thighs, in our knees, coming down to our calves, coming down into the heels, into the balls of the feet, and then almost just all of the stress and the tension, just imagine it flowing out of each toe, the big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and those little toes, each taking up their individual, unique, perfect space, and just allowing all the stress almost to have a bit of fun and just to slide out of the top of each toe. You don't need to worry about where it's going. The ground will naturally take any stress or any strain that you want to give her. Like the trees and the plants around us, taking all the carbon dioxide and just deal with it. It's the natural process. So the earth, she will take from us the stresses and strains. Because she witnesses, she's always there and always happy to receive us. And in a way is the perfect role model, because she takes from us with no judgment. And that's what we're trying to do here. Stay in this moment and not judge ourselves. Just relax and connect and feel the support of the ground. In a way, we're just earthing all our electricity. So just feel yourself really in contact with the ground beneath you. Those feet just really sinking, and you could imagine them maybe in some sand or even on the grass, the cool grass. Just imagining the underside of the feet on whatever surface you feel is right for you in this moment. So if it's grass, you could imagine the really rich green colour. And just imagine all that nourishment, all the worms just beneath the grass. Maybe you can feel some movement. Maybe you can feel the burrowing of some moles further down. Or if you're on the beach, again, just feel the dropping down, the taking of all the tension. With no judgment and no thought of anything else. And it's like you've almost passed through the sound band. So even though you're aware that there are still noises occurring, you've almost gone beyond the sound. And you can start to come back gradually, start to recede back into the feet, just noticing the texture of the bottom of each toe and of the balls of the feet and the heels. And just maybe you can hear the sounds of your body a little bit more than you did a couple of minutes ago. And just come up through your feet and your legs, your knees and your thighs, to your sit bones, back up to the abdomen. And just as you approach that heart space, you can just hear your heartbeat getting a bit louder. It's not necessarily getting any louder, but you're just passing into that sound band. And you can start to hear those sounds within the body a little more. And then you might start to hear sounds in the room, or sounds in the distance coming into your field of vision a little clearer. Then just coming back to the body again as a whole. And then just becoming aware of the sounds in the distance again. And then sounds that are near to you. Finding the outline of your body in that space, in the space that you're inhabiting. Just finding almost your four corners. So your left foot, your right foot, and your left hand and your right hand, and your head, and just feeling all the cells between those points, and starting to bring some movement with the deepening of the breath. It doesn't matter if the breath's not deep, it's whatever is deeper for you, whatever brings you more into consciousness. And you can Bring some movement into the arms and into the fingers, into the shoulders. Go easy on those shoulders. We've used them a lot during our lifetime. And then our hips, feeling our hips touching and bringing some movement into our feet. Maybe wiggling the toes if that's possible for us, and mirroring that in the fingers. And we can bring each individual finger to the thumb. That just sends a little signal to our nervous system just to wake up a little bit. So that might get a bit tingly and it might prompt you to do some tapping on your arms. Tapping can really help, or just some touching of each hand to the arms. And then just bringing the eyes to a natural open with that downward gaze when we're ready. When we feel able to. Just taking any sort of movement that we want to just bring us more into consciousness, just to help us arrive totally and completely back into the body. Just bringing the mindfulness practice to a close. So I'm just going to stop the recording. Don't mean to make anyone jump,